Hello, I am TheZOMBIEJ, and it's time for another Bionicle review. I've got one more after this one, so let's go. We've got Ackar from Bionicle 2009 in the second wave of Glatorians, the Glatorian Legends. Matanui is, of course, my favorite of the six. Kina probably being a strong second, and we'll probably talk about her next. So, this is Ackar. I remember, this isn't my original copy, this is actually a much fresher copy, I guess you could say. It's a newer copy, obviously, but it was already half assembled, you know? So it came with the canister, which is back there somewhere. Off of, I got this off of eBay, and, yeah. Story time. So, I had a memory of getting Ackar at a Walmart. Me and my grandmother were at Walmart. I went to the toy aisle and grabbed Ackar. $13 well spent. And if I recall, we went to Hardee's for lunch. Oh boy. So yeah, Ackar was pretty cool at the time. Still a pretty cool set now. Really lightweight too. There's no heft to these sets from 2009. Well, there's a little bit, but it's just like meh. I still have my original Fireblade here. Using it for this Micro Tahu CCBS mock. I can't really show it right now because he's doing something gross. So let's take a look at Mr. Ackar. Ackar. Fire. Yeah. First I want to talk about the mask. Obviously he's using the Glatorian head. And this is Barrick's mask, or helmet. But it's orange, transitioning to a red color. And the mixture of these two colors is rather interesting. The main color scheme of Ackar is orange and red. Well, red and orange, whatever. But the color, mixture of the red and orange on this piece of polypropylene mask is quite interesting. Also, if you flip it around like this, it looks like some sort of ghost-like thing. It's kind of terrifying, some sort of ghost demon thing. He does have a Glatorian neck in dark gray, and so are his fists in dark gray. I like to think of these as like his fists being like gloves in this dark gray color, because the rest of him is in dark gray except his neck. Well, I can't have an explanation for that apparently because I can't think of anything. But his torso is somewhat extended as well. Take a look from the back, and you can understand. So, Inika torso armor version 1 in orange. Also these orange. 2007 dagger pieces, these razor daggers. This is a creative use of the piece. It's pretty cool. I've never seen this being used on upper arms before for a Bionicle character. Mockists have probably done it though. So, yay. But this is a pretty creative use of those parts. The upper and lower, or the upper arms and upper legs are the same bone piece. The upper legs have Inika upper leg armor in orange, and they're facing downward, which, as you can tell right here, and I don't hate it, actually. It's a pretty awesome look. It's definitely different from the from the traditional Inika leg configuration. Plus another thing is the polypropylene shin guards, which rattle and makes him look like he's got bell bottoms. The Inika legs, lower legs in red, it's nice to have. Vaki lower legs in red too. Cool. That's nice. Thornax launcher, of course, in silver. Come on, camera. Looking retarded. There we go. Let's shoot. Where'd it go? Where'd you go, Thornax? Oh, it's right by my foot. Squash you, and you explode. Boom! Alright, got you. Got it. These Thornax launcher pieces were finally redesigned in 2012, and that's when they were unleashed. So, yeah. But these stuck around for a while. So, they're pretty cool. They stuck around until 2011. 2011 was the last year when they were using the Thornax launcher pieces, because that's probably their intention anyway, if Bionicle continued on for the 20 years it was supposed to. Game piece in silver as well, the Metru armor in silver right there. The game piece, I feel, is just kind of unnecessary, but hey. I mean, you can easily take that off and, you know. So, Inika foot version 2, in orange right there, orange ankles. The, red ankles, sorry, socket pieces. These shin guards are, again, polypropylene, and they are very flexible. And we've gotten many colors of these. And these exact ones, in this exact color, came with Explode in 2010. But we got it also in yellow, Keat orange, red, obviously, and also orange, regular orange, with Rotor. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 freaking colors for this shin guard piece. Well, that's pretty interesting, but also it feels like we should have gotten more colors of this piece, but we didn't, so whatever. Sword, obviously, this blade, this sword is very fiery and spicy. It is, definitely reminds me of Tahu's fire sword, so it looks pretty freaking cool, but it's like a, it's like that fire sword, but amplified tenfold. And here we got this, which is a much more fiery, spicy looking flame than Tahu's. And this was reused, albeit somewhat recolored, for Tahu stars. So clearly this was a popular piece. This was a pretty awesome flame, because they reused it for Tahu, because of course they were going to. They kind of had to, actually, if they intended to, you know, sell the stars and give us an interesting flame piece, because, you know, they had to reuse this somewhere. And of course we got this, I don't know, hilt piece. That was, it's in silver, and of course, I still have my original one I used for the sword of Matanui. But I did have to cut off this little finger guard piece. And of course, a little Technic piece right here. A little, what's it called? I don't know, it's a connector piece, we'll say that. Articulation-wise, you can move his head in every which way. You know, a lot of articulative fun with Ackar. Sorry, I almost called him something else. Make him swing his sword. In the movie, his sword was a different design, but then it became this after Matanui used his powers to to turn it into this. So that's cool. Ackar can point his blaster and shoot. Where the fuck did it go? Oh no! Where did it go? Damn it. Oh, I found it. Found it. Found it. Oh, come here. Come here. There we go. Found it. He can obviously kick and bring the leg all the way back to there. Holy shit. Ankle go forward, not very much. Ankle go all the way back, very far. And yeah, you can pose Ackar in every which way you feel is possible. Ackar is a solid $13 set, and I'm glad I finally, well, I've had him since last year, I think, or the year before. I don't remember. I'm glad I have the instructions again. Now I have 2 copies of the instructions. My original copies of the instructions. I have the canister back there. See? Right there. So that's cool. I like the canisters because canisters are cool. I need to do a video on the canisters because canisters tell a story of the legend of Bionicle to some degree because plastic. I don't know. But yeah, Ackar is still a pretty awesome action figure that you can build and play with and has a function. You can shoot. But, you know, it's up to the, it's up to you whether you really prefer this over anything else, honestly. It's like, the thing is, the Anika design, the Anika build, which is essentially this, sort of overstays its welcome. And I feel like this was true in 2008, after we got, I'd say, the Fantoka and the Mystica. And then 2009 brought us these for a whole year. With some variation and creativity, but it seemed like, you know, Bionicle was doomed to, you know, kind of, it was doomed to generacy, you know, because the Anika torso seems like it was just kind of overdone and overused, which is sad because I like the Anika design, the Anika torso. I think it's a interesting use of the parts. It's an interesting design and I like it. There's not much else I can say. There's not much I can say against it other than it's overstayed its welcome. And that is kind of where Bionicle was starting to fall apart in terms of the sets, because everything was starting to look a little similar. And this was definitely prominent in 2008, but it got more prominent in 2009, and that's why we got these. But they tried to expand upon the Anika builds, and they kind of replaced the heads with new heads. And they tried to do some things different, and in the end it was still the Anika build, and also the Paraka build too. But in the end, it really is what it is. So, the Anika build was sort of the downfall of some of the sets to some degree. I mean, even if you look at sets like Tuma, which was sort of the Anika build somewhat, but in a Titan form, so it's expanded upon really damn well. And you can't really say that about Takanuva because, I mean, he does use a Anika torso armor, not torso armor, upper torso, but, you know, thing is, you can only do so much with the Anika build before it starts to become generic, and that's not a good thing. So yeah, I feel like Ackar is one of those sets that just feels sort of generic, but also is still pretty damn cool. I mean, obviously he doesn't have the Anika upper arm armor. Obviously we got those in orange from, what's it, Rotor. So you could probably put those on Ackar's upper arms, replace Ackar's head and mask helmet thing with Tahu Star's helmet, and, you know, probably get rid of the shin guards, and basically, you know, obviously replace the hands with red hands, I guess, and you'd basically have a Glatorian Tahu. It's so fucking stupid, but hey, it's interesting, you know? I am grateful that we got the Anika build, and I am grateful that Ackar existed, because his character was pretty cool too. I feel like Jim Cummings wasn't, like, his voice felt a little corny, but I felt it was perfectly fine for the film. So, yeah. That's Ackar. Do you like Ackar? Let me know in the comment section below. And, you know, if you don't like Ackar, fine, whatever. I don't really care. If you do like Ackar, that's cool. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, everyone is one, and well, this is something you have to accept, I guess. So, stay tuned for more videos. I am TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.